Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Namaskar. Good morning, everybody. Namaskar. This is Suraj Singh speaking from Bharat, India. This day, February 18, 2022, Friday, and 3:35 a.m. नमस्कार, मैं सूरज सिंह सिविल इंजीनियर भारत इंडिया से बोल रहा हूँ। आज तारीख दिनांक फरवरी 18, 2022, शुक्रवार, सुबह के 3:35। टाइटल ऑफ टॉक सेम, क्वालिटी coordination. You can read title, quality, projects, works, coordination world, communication, network, concrete, civil field engineering, reliable engineers, work contracts, safety, designs, construction, methods, etc. etc. Email ID is as given. suraj_engineer@yahoo.co.uk. Okay, dear friends, I just tried to browse my files to show to you what are main contents on this talk. Not very long talk, only couple of hours, maybe 2 or 3. It's because I've been inclined to reflect a specific quality system and quality as well as basis of quality, because you cannot achieve quality by speaking. Speaking is not enough. We know all that. Speaking is enough if there is good background, good homework done. If we don't have any preparation or we have not conducted any preparatory work, we cannot do final work. This is principle of life. Everywhere you find that work, homework or whatever you call it, first you have to learn and you have to do some homework, and when you are successful in doing homework, you can move advanced, you can go to next chapter. It's like this in every study. In schools, in colleges, we used to study and we got some information about subject from teachers in terms of coaching, and once we could understand that in class, then homework was given, and if it was successfully done at home, we could say okay, we got it, or we had to cram it otherwise. Cram, just to remember what you read without any understanding. And cramming is no meaning, but only it is useful sometimes. If you can't understand, you can pass it in your examination, and that's it. That's only destiny. But you don't understand anything of that, means you did not study it, just crammed it. Now question is, cramming is justified, or learning is justified, or understanding is justified? We're talking of development, we're talking of works, we're talking of everything, practical life. How to do something is important point, means doing process is very important, but how to lead life is another point. Now we talk of professions. Professions means something real. No imagination. Yes, imagination and design of work, but when you call it profession, means you have to deliver something. Deliver. Whatever you deliver, that depends upon your profession. What's your specialty, in which work you're doing, in which business. Profession is also business, because profession is a part of business and business is a part of profession, both way you can say. And here business doesn't mean commerce. Business means remain busy. That's very simple. If I remain busy in my work, if I remain busy somewhere else, it depends, because business is business. Occupation is occupation. Job is job. Practice is practice. But when I say practice, it means do whatever you've done again and again, with better achievement, with better attainment, with better understanding, improved application and improved understanding. If you do one item at a time, then you do same item again, you shall find some difference either in quality improvement or its efficiency, or you can say saving of time. Efficiency same as saving of time, because efficiency means you do is faster than you did before. So you can say you achieve efficiency of production, or you can say you think more on that, how to improve it, and you can improve that. And that is how profession moves. Every profession moves like that, because meaning of profession is advanced learning. क्या हो रहा है? Advanced learning. You have to learn more and more. Same way we can say advanced study. Advancement of study, advanced learning, advanced thinking. Everybody has a capacity to think more and more if one is concentrating. One concentrates. If I concentrate something, using my energy on that, I focus my energy on that, certainly I get some answer from nature, of course. Maybe sometimes we say this material or matter on which I focus, it would tell me something automatically. It is saying, it's said like that, but I don't think so. Because until your mind is ready to think and it receives or it goes, your mind is, enters that item, it cannot discover anything. Here not to tell you definition of thinking or something, but I'm saying quality. If I want to get quality, I have to do something. When I say I want to achieve quality, this means I have to do some work. Only then I can say whether or not I achieve quality. And if I do that work, I should know how to do that work. Or I invent that system myself. That is different. But when we do some work, every work has got some procedures, some principles, and this means either we know that by habit or in education or in profession, we have to learn that. And that learning is very important. Somebody learns it just for sake of learning, and somebody learns it for the sake of expanding that learning. And those people who learn for the sake of expanding, they go on, and they become so used to that they can't think otherwise. Means when you start thinking of work, thinking in terms of real work, not just for making money or just for that, that's different point of view. What I'm saying, when you immerse yourself, when you immerse yourself means not your body but your mind. When I say immerse yourself, this means something very, very different. It's not easy to immerse. Immersion means loss, completely mental loss into that. Your mind should go to that, and that's why I say quality, which is not different. Quality cannot be isolated. It's not fragmented. It's a part of system. It's a part of material. Even system is not a material. System is a work functionary. It is a network, but that too has got quality. System quality means a integrated quality of various activities which are involved for that system or for that network. All those activities should work together. If one point is broken, a network is broken. It happens. Just like we say some kind of short circuit in electrical supply, similarly there could be a short circuit in your network supply. If your network, now everybody knows what is network or what is net is very common term these days. Every kid knows, every old person knows what is net because of internet. And internet, we know that there are so many nets and they are connected together, which we call internet. So this is not network but expanded network, means millions and millions of nets are connected together or integrated together, and you can move from one corner of world or one point of world to other point of world in seconds. That's called, I'm talking about same. This is electronic network. We have another network which is within everyone, and that network is capacity to work and utilization of your energy within your soul. Now I concentrate to quality and coordination because of that, because quality and coordinations are actually your soul power. If you want to achieve quality, you can achieve without any problem, provided you have determination for that or will for that. And if you don't have determination or will for that, you cannot do anything. You will think in terms of only business. Okay, I sell it today and tomorrow I'll see what happens. So question comes in, until it is professional activity, until it is scientific activity, until it's engineering activity or arts activity, that point is okay, that confinement is okay, means you are in world of learning or expanding your learning or qualifying your learning, means you want to improve its quality. But when it comes into commercial term, same product which you're thinking of a lot, I'm spending a lot of innovation on that, or you can say I got so much work on this, I researched on that and got this state. And once you convert it to money, in that case you can say you start degrading that. Because say, okay, you have every right to sell your product, but you have to, you're right with limited income or limited profit. You cannot say I just get 300% on this and I want to make money. When making money issue comes into picture, then quality is defeated, you can say that way. You cannot empower quality when you just think of money, but this is business time. Everybody wants to make more and more, and that's the only reason that every quality has gone down. And now today you cannot say in whole world which product is best. because everywhere avarice is rising or greed is rising. People want to make more. They don't worry about themselves, even forget about product. No, individual quality has dropped, actually, to be very frank. Now quality or character, you may say quality can be another type of character. We used to call character of this person. Now I can say quality of this person. I think character just people think it's personal. I'm not talking personal, I'm talking work, I'm talking general. Though it's not personal, character is not personal, but people think it's personal because we are talking personal and don't talk like this. We say that. Okay, then I say, okay, we talk quality rather than character. So what's the problem with that? If I say this person has this quality, so this character also comes into that. We say, oh, this person is very nice, this person is very good, he talks a lot good, he speaks a lot good, he writes good, he studies good, he commits what he says. One says, a person says, I do this, we can say, this person is trustworthy. And when is it trustworthy or reliable? There's a difference. Means we cannot say trustworthy in terms of soul or relations. Trustworthy. Okay, this person delivers something, and that's why trustworthy. But that's a logical one. There's no question of honesty or sincerity, but one has to deliver, and one delivers not only in quantity terms but in quality terms as well. So you can say quantity plus quality is equal to reliability in one way. But reliability also say this equation is quality plus quantity. Quality plus quantity is reliability is equal to safety plus serviceability plus durability and plus whatever else. So equation goes on increasing itself, and you can equal it furthermore. That we can say this person is long-term reliable, or every time this person does something, or this company does something, or this organization does something, it is, you can say, it enhances its quality. So this equation goes like that. They improve their product, keep on improving, like Sigma says or like some other says. You have to keep improving. How far you can improve, that's different. You think more and more, you find defects more and more, and you can say that product shall itself say what improvement is required. Or feedback from people would say what else you have to do. And your own mystery surveying, mystery shopping would tell you what you have to do, just like we call mystery shopping these days. Very common, it is, everybody knows. It's kind of mystic quality, you can say. Means it's not simply it's an international company, I say tagged in, and this is a very reputed company, and that's only consideration. But when you examine that company, you experience that company may be excellent, offices may be excellent, they have facilities may be excellent, but quality is not excellent. Somewhere you can say science is defaulted, methods is defaulted, just for exchange of name. Just like we say, this engineer is from IIT, this engineer is from there, this doctor is from there. It doesn't mean that person that the IIT engineer is fine. Oh no, sometimes engineer from very third class institution also is very fine. It depends. It depends on individual contribution to learning. I don't accept any institution name of rewarded institution or name of reputation. Institution is not reputed. Reputation comes from its individuals who come out of university or colleges. It applies to everyone. I am a product, say, from this institution, so I should prove that I know that. Just having a certificate doesn't justify that I know something. I'm just saying this quality applies everywhere. Even students should have quality. Teachers should have quality. Engineers and doctors should have quality. But how to know that? How to know that? That is known in performance. How do you perform? Education degree is one level, that's it. Because everybody is not 100% standardized in education. Generally, on an average, only 25% people are educated, I can say, out of 100. In that sense, if you examine them, if you try to know what actually they have understood, you'll get disappointed. Passing mark-wise is okay. Learning is different. Passing is not different. Passing is easy. Everybody passes because of various reasons. But what percentage of that knowledge they passed out is applied? Means application of knowledge is very important. Profession means application of knowledge, otherwise it is no profession. It may be engineering science, it may be medical science, it may be some other profession. If you cannot apply that, then you cannot be called a professional. Though you are professional by certification, but by work, by your lead in life, you are not a professional. That's what I assume I understand. We can give so many examples. For example, there is a dispute between two persons. This dispute may occur within a couple of seconds or couple of minutes, or you can say in one day. And when these disputes go to court of law, it takes 10 years to solve. Now, how can you say that this is quality system? That dispute which happened in one day should take at least another day for resolution, but it takes 10 years. So I say, where is profession? Where is it located? And that's my point of view. Profession means expertise in advanced areas. Whatever you learn, you should apply. For example, I learned in school 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, 2 into 2 is equal to 4, 3 to power 3 is equal to this. We learned that. Maybe in first attempt we could not do it very rapidly or fast. But when we are in field, now if suppose say 2 into 2 is equal to 4, everybody knows. And 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, everybody knows. But if you ask some current person who doesn't have experience, who just passed by cramming, I want to buy 2 items and give me 2 items, 1 item is rupee 2. So tell me how much I have to pay you. And you will find person say, okay, I tell you how much you have to pay me, takes out calculator and starts calculating. I think of 2 items for 2 rupees each, you need a calculator for that. It happens. You go to some shop, some young guy is there, young person, and they want to answer your question. Means they start, okay, let me calculate. Now, if such person requires calculation for 2 plus 2 or 2 into 2, and that person says, I am school passed or I am university passed, then I don't accept that qualification. Because you have no practical experience. You have no practical experience means repetition of educational subjects. If you are in school, you study, you have to practice what you learn. Your importance is not in passing examination, your importance is in learning. It's called level of learning, school learning, college learning, institutional learning. If you can't learn, it's no meaning, it's waste. So that learning is qualitative, what I say here. I stress that because I want to explain quality in education as well. If I don't understand and I pass out, I can pass because I know which question is important can come. That happens these days. The people know what questions would come and they pass out. But passing and then doing, two issues. Same applies in profession of engineering. I know how this work is done, how we can produce this. But you want to stick to that only, and particularly in construction engineering, in manufacturing engineering, in industrial process engineering. You shall find that people have one datum line. I cannot move further from this line. This is my stop. If I move further, then I have to spend more time, I have to spend more money, and that becomes a loss to me. My owner is commercial minded. Owner is not advanced minded of quality. Owner say, okay, this is quality we have to give you, and they will publish such items, such attractive. People got attraction towards that item. And that's where you can say public bluff is done. I can say simply. Generally, all organizations, all manufacturing units, all business people, they have one quality achieved, and that is bluffing people, misleading people. And they know that who comes back fighting with us to fight? Nobody would come up. For example, if you go to buy some vegetable, and you try to get that vegetable vendor would say, I take responsibility of this. Come, bring back this if it doesn't work. If this vegetable is not good or if this item is not good, don't worry. I am here. You come back and I'll exchange it, or something. That person knows it's easy to say, and he also knows that who comes back. Means you will not come back to that vendor if your vegetable is rotten one or not good. You will not come back. Nobody can come back. And same applies to very, very other items, like you buy in electronic goods some other good, and you think that I'm paying money, it must be good, and that shopkeeper or vendor or that manufacturer directly or indirectly takes responsibility of quality, that gives back, and they know nobody will come back. That's point here. And here I say that this system, working system of quality is defective, even though it may be certified under compliance of ISO 9000 or some other system, but it is defective in performance. And we have seen many defects, and that's why people say there is no guarantee. Even if you are even a certification of a quality system, it doesn't guarantee that product shall be quality one. Then what is purpose of the system? That's out of my understanding. I cannot understand if you say my product is not guaranteed, even though I'm certified under this system. Then either your certification is useless, it is incompetent, it doesn't have any meaning, or system is okay but you are a useless person. You don't know how to deliver quality. If you are really educated, you are experienced, you are professional, then you should deliver quality work. Of course, when you say quality work, it includes quantity also, because quality cannot be separated from quantity. If quantity is delivered, this means quality is delivered. So quality cannot be defined separately, it cannot be named, because it should be inbuilt in whatever product or service you serve or give. And that point I repeated many times, but I'm not sure about how far people can take that into consideration. I'm talking particularly about engineering world, and that's why I put this page every day. Sometimes the quality you cannot leave me. I simply say that quality, Mr. or Mrs. whatever quality you are, you can take. You say it's a kind of world. You can say quality world. You cannot leave me. I would say that world of quality. Please don't go. You cannot leave me. You have to stay with me, because you are my destiny, and I cannot live without you. And if you make destiny, you say you select your destiny, what shall you select? I know you shall select, I want money, that's my destiny. I want good life, that's my destiny. Means there are so many points you like to have. And my children should be happy, they should be well educated, they should be capable, that's your destiny. Nobody would say quality of my character, my own quality, my kids' quality, my honesty, my sincerity should be my destiny. I think even 2% people shall not say that. World is rushing. Yesterday I was talking with some author who was a religious author. He wrote one book on Sai Baba. He came to, and I just asked him, you are an author of this book, means what do you understand by this? He could not understand, couldn't reply my question. I asked, you know very well about this. Do you understand what you are doing? He was surprised. What do you mean by that? I said, I respect that you are an author of some religious work, and people pray, people understand, they come to mosque or masjid or mount temples or wherever they go for prayers, and they speak a lot. Particularly in one community says, Banaspate Shanti, Antariksha Shanti, this Shanti, that Shanti. We chant, and everybody knows that. Sometimes in other religions also they say that. I'm just trying to explain why I'm saying this. Do you know how to use your prayers into your life? Or do you believe what people are doing? Whole world, I'm not talking of our country only, whole world has been rushing towards a situation, towards a state where they do not know where shall they go from. Of course, Earth is lithosphere is global Earth, they can't go to any end, but everyone is running towards wealth, towards more money. Towards more money everybody wants to go, and you are praying also. One day I pray Banaspati Shanti, Antariksha Shanti, this Shanti, that Shanti. This means you respect nature, that is true. And respecting nature is very good art. I ask him, people say Vastu, what is Vastu? Do they know this? You don't want to walk in sun. You don't want to stay in sun. You don't want to walk on road. You don't want to stay in rain. You don't want to stay. You cannot face any adverse situation. If you are not able to respect sun, means you accept it. Means you think, oh, some adverse is very hot. I cannot stay. I'm sweating. I got. Okay, you are sweating, but it is because of sun or because of your digestion power. Why do you run away from that? One way people say Vastu. What is Vastu? Vastu means how to reside. Vas. How to reside. Your first residence is this world. Your second residence is this body in which you are living. And your third residence is which home you use for living. Now you are very much concerned about your home Vastu. You cannot define this world's Vastu because this world is free of Vastu. Because this world is not residing, this is permanent here, this cannot be removed. So residence question does not apply. Residence means reside, where we are siding with. Now residence is a sidence only. It's permanently oriented object, that is earth. Now you are in your body and you are running towards another body, and that body is money, that body is wealth. This means you want to catch wealth. For what? For your augmentation of wealth, for your increasing quantity of wealth. There is no other reason. Then what is use of your prayer if you are rushing towards wealth mad rush? You would say because you don't have wealth, that's why you are talking this. Okay, you can say that, doesn't matter. But if you cannot, what I mean is, what we pray, it's a faith or it's justified, we have to think. I know we cannot prove it, that's why we call it faith, otherwise we should call it science or logic. But I believe that no religion is free from logic, we call it faith. If we cannot analyze that, we cannot understand that. I'm not going to analyze that. I'm just trying to give an example only. Just as Banaspati and Antariksh and all that. We talk of peace there in space, we talk of peace, we talk of respect for Banaspati or for whatever environment. But who has abused all that? Who polluted environment? Who polluted air? Who polluted seas? Who created this plastics? Right? Who is responsible? Everyone is responsible. Everyone. Then why do you say we pray? In your prayer, is it said you spoil all this? Never. But you don't follow your prayer in that case. If you cannot even digest sun for half an hour, you don't respect yourself and don't respect sun. Nature has given us everything to live, but we just want to run more and more towards unknown. That's what I say mystery is mystery living. We should not forget quantum is fixed. Quantity is fixed. Nobody can change it. Can I change quantity of my body? I cannot. Can I change quantity of this earth volume? I cannot. Same is true for everything. We cannot change quantity of air in aerosphere. We cannot change quantity of water in sea body. We cannot change anything quantitatively, but we have changed everything qualitatively. That is where I stand. I talk of quality. Quality of every such agency has been degraded. Quality of our acts has been degraded. Quality of our acts has been degraded. Quality of our thinking has been degraded. We have proportionalized everything, every work into commercial angle. If I say my son or my daughter wants to join medical science, For what? Because they have to be doctor and they have to make money, or they have to get some other benefit. Nobody says nowadays that I am going to join medical science because I want to serve humanity or poor people. And when I say humanity is for whole world, nobody says that. Same way, if you want to join engineering science or some other science or some other profession, you keep somewhere in mind what shall we package of after doing this study. Again I say it is directly proportional to, that scale is proportional to making money. And when money becomes your destiny, I now here it is absolute destiny, it is money. And you forget that money is not expandable. Notes can be expandable, currency can be expandable, value of that can be expandable, but quantity remains same. Quantity cannot be changed. But we have destroyed it. Yes, we can destroy it. Example of destruction we have given you many times. Can you think of pure this petrol, diesel we are using, petroleum product we call them. We have been using them, I think, approximately since 1935 in full way. When it was discovered, it was innovated that petroleum product is available, and now it is not even 100 years. This petroleum product reservoirs produced by nature, it might have taken long duration, long eras, maybe many thousands of years. I don't know, somebody calls millennium or forget time, but we had this, maybe more we have. But was it meant only for few years, only for few decades? We have been so efficient in exploring petroleum product, and we explore that. Many countries have benefited from sales of that, but they don't understand this is not their product. These countries don't understand, they are not basic owners of this, but they used it for commercial purpose. What happened? Now every day these reservoirs all over the world, quantity has been replaced by what? By water. Because you cannot reproduce, this cannot be reproduced automatically just after bailing out or exploring that crude oil. So your crude oil quantity has been diminishing every day, and a stage comes that it is finished. Then you are running to a battery system of electrical and engineering. One day that shall also go against your environment. Plastic has also destroyed environment, and even some countries have started thinking to enact certain laws that we have to produce now whatever electronic gadget or goods in such a way that it should work for at least 10 years rather than working for 2 years and they throw it away. That throw it away system, they are thinking now when whole world has been polluted. Why did they not think it 50 years back? My point of view is that. And still today you see, we are destroying and destroying and destroying. Example is very simple. Let us take a plastic bag. Everybody uses that to market, to go to market and get some. There's a packet is here. You take plastic packet and go away. And you consume. We take out that material from plastic and throw plastic. Same way we throw used bags. Now this plastic, we know it's a problem. It cannot help. But you will find on roads millions and millions of plastic bags used and thrown away. And these fly from one location to another, and like to see they keep on flying and destroying. Even our animals try to find food from those. So what I mean is, if you think a little, if I have a plastic bag, say it's a dry one, I got something from market and I throw it. If I keep safe and use it again and again for something, at least repetition would be increased. Means one plastic bag if I use 5 times or 6 times, and then I think it's no use, I have to destroy it. At least 80% less production of plastic in bags form would be available. So you would add to at least increasing pollution, means you will reduce that. But who thinks about that? Nothing. Nobody thinks. And that's what I try to say in quality. We should have our quality understanding. This I say everybody should think. It's not that teacher has to think or some active should act. I know some activities happen, or you can say his one is very active in the environment. What we can say, what you should call that, I don't know, but a person involved in some function like that, in some, just to teach people or to take to help nature, that such people act. Such people are very very little in number, and they too are for different purpose, either to tell that they are better than you all over world. I don't believe in that. Or one is doing for Nobel Prize, I'm not interested in that as well. The point is how to help nature. That's my point. Here I see that I don't forget, even if it's a plastic, it's a further byproduct of crude oil. As you say, petroleum product, and as byproduct of petroleum, and it cannot change its form and its final form. It will take maybe many hundreds years for its complete diminishing or disappearance from plastic form. We have then created a platform in this, that we are ready to accept this pollution, and that's where quality falls. If I say it's up to individual, means if we improve, if I think always this, I concentrate, okay, I won't throw this bag. I've used it for 5 times minimum, and then only if it is wet or I can't do it, it may be thrown. So you will help yourself reduction into 80% wastage. And for example, now COVID-19 era, it is now running, still running in 2 years now for it's come, and we have augmented quantity of waste, medical waste, PPE's waste, and you can see millions of tons has been increased all over the world. So COVID-19 has also pushed you to spoil pollution, air or water. You go to every beach in the world, you will find accumulation of plastic waste. And that's where I say we don't have thinking quality. We don't have anything. We just want to run and run. Run for sake of running. And that's it. This means we have no destiny. We don't have any destiny to reach. Everything is destiny. Only destiny is how to make money. When destiny is confined to money, or you can say economy, I can't say that quality. You cannot leave me. How can I say? How shall quality listen to me? Because I don't have quality destiny, but money destiny. And that is the point I want to concentrate on. When quality is an issue, it's very difficult to handle it. Quality cannot be handled, it cannot be understood, and it is very difficult to understand it when you don't realize the quality is required. We believe in packaging, good package, good architectural, good attraction, good well-dressing clothes, and good cars. Likewise, means again I say, quantity can never be increased. Yes, it can change form, that is true, but quantity, whatever we have, it cannot increase. Quantity of stone, quantity of water, quantity of air, quantity of sun rays that we receive from sun, all these cannot be increased. We should realize this fact. So if somebody says economic growth, I would say relative economic growth, not original economic growth. We do not respect nature, and that's why we spoil quality. In that case, I can say we don't respect our prayers, whatever religion prayer, we don't respect that. I will not go to that word, but just reference I am giving. So that person could not answer me, and that person skipped away because, again I say, faith versus logic. Faith versus science, and science means logic, nothing else. If I have some faith, I believe it, then I should consider its analysis. And if I think, okay, this works in my life, it can help me, so I can consider that it's not faith, then it's logic, it is explainable, it is understandable, not just closing mind eyes and say we believe it or this is that you are wrong. That's purpose of education, and God has given us only organ in body which is most important for everybody, which cannot be seen, which cannot be measured, but that can be used unlimitedly. No limit controls our mind. Limits control our other organs except mind. Limit controls all organs, remember. Only mind cannot be controlled. It is your wealth. I should simply say wealth if you understand that. Those who have minds, it is very difficult for them to use mind properly because mind is power, and if they fail to use it due to whatever reason, mind goes into criminal world. So simple. They criminalize their minds, use their, and you see, mind is activated by knowledge, it's activated by education, it's there already. You're not going to add any structure to your mind. You're going to only to feedback, means just like feed into primate. And that knowledge which you get once by understanding, not by cramming, by learning, you can say. And that's why learning is earning, you can say. Learning is earning. Earning and learning is same. And if you learn only for earning, then it's up to you. What do you want to earn? You want to earn money, or you want to earn knowledge, or you want to earn how to make life better, useful for everyone, or you can learn how to produce atom bomb. That's also learning. I won't say no. How to kill others, that's also learning. It's up to you. Just like we say, you have to decide your way. Your charter is with you, your rights with you, your privilege with you. It's you, everyone, to decide what to do. And that is really very important point. And that's what I say, quality is with you. You want to accept this domain of quality, or you want to accept that domain of quality, it depends upon you, upon every individual. Just like destiny in your hand, you want to become a doctor or an engineer or an administrator or scientist, or you can say a leader, or you can say a killer, a smuggler, or a criminal. It's up to you. Nobody can. You may blame circumstances, you may whatever. Actually, everybody needs food only, to be very frank. First requirement. If you have food, you then think of clothing. So simple. And if you have got clothing, you then in the house. This is very proportional. After that, other thing, roti kapla makan, we call in Hindi, means we have food, we have clothing, and then we have small house, and we got everything. But now it has been expanded. This is basic requirement. I don't say no. But basic requirement, if it is a requirement, if it's not requirement, it's luxury, I have to differ. Because God has not given you luxurious life to live. God started your life in darkness. You know that. You may question how you're saying that. Where do you stay in beginning of your body manufacturing? You're building in darkness. No sun rays there. No electricity there. In chamber of your manufacturing, in your heart, in your oven, what you call it, where you can say manufacturing unit works, part of that train. And that train is your unit you slept for 9 months. What I'm saying is that was dark room. You have production of dark room, and you have to come to open house of sun. And there's earth where you get sunlight. So that is where your journey is, and you have to stay in this sunlight for how many years and how much sunlight you get. And that's your point. We keep off nature, and that's our problem. Every day's problem in health. And if you don't have health, you can't think of something else. So I can say if you have a good health, it's also good quality. But you maintain your health. It's very, very important point. Everybody cannot understand that. It's easy to understand, but because you keep your minds closed. Once you decide that money is my fortune, money is my destiny, money is my totality, it's question mark, big question mark. You should have balance in life. That's important. Your mind should be fertile, your mind should be active, your body should have required energy so that it works. That's enough. So, my dear, just to explain all this, I'm conversing with you all that one way, of course, that if you want to decide to have quality system everywhere and quality, not only quality system, it's a have quality, and that is very, very important. And if you are an engineer or you are a qualified professional, and it becomes your duty, but nobody is doing that duty, unfortunately. You can take examples of the current engineers, current doctors, old. I'm not talking of old because they have retired, but those people around world who are young now, I don't think that they are interested in this. A ghost of economy, a ghost of money making has been working everywhere. Everywhere you go to, where, which place on earth, you will find only destiny is money, money, money. And where is that destiny? That is unknown. It's in your own controls that you want more money and to enjoy life. This means you cannot understand quality. And don't forget that no one is here forever. No one is here forever. So that's what I say. We cannot do without it. Now my point of view was little different, and that's why I talked about coordination engineering, which is a must, I say, on every project. Coming to point now, discussing point about coordination engineering. What does it say? That point I don't understand very well. I'm feeling a little cold now. I have no reason for that. Maybe temperature falling, I think so. Let me check and share with you what is happening. What's happening now? I'm feeling a little cold. So is it changed or not? Let me see. Or it's same as it was 14 degrees. No, it's now 15 degrees. It is. Oh, how I'm feeling cold, I don't know. It's 15 degrees. It was 16 degrees before, so 1 degree is down. And this humidity is 68%. Humidity 68%, and ideal humidity is 50%. That is the indoor. I think that is the reason 50% indoor. That is the reason for. And dew point is 9 degrees. I think that is the reason. A difference of 15 degrees and 9 degrees. So I mean, that's why I'm feeling, it is. It's little. I'm feeling cold in my legs. So that's only reason. So this is what I say. So what I'm saying is, talking is something that is coordinational one, and we have to be with that coordination. That's the activity I'm interested in to share with you. And what is coordination? As I said, we do I shared with you coordination software also, though I don't believe in that too much, because I think that's superficial software. I did not use it, but language says that without that, with that software you can do everything. I don't think so. I'm not criticizing. I'm not sharing that file with you because it is copyright, and I wanted to show you that in full, but because there is restriction on that, no problem for me. But when I say what to do in coordination, design the file, and we can say what to do. In fact, you see, what is project coordination and how does it work? It's a very simple point. Yesterday I tried to do that, but it broke. What it says, it's there, It's there. Developing your project means, when I say your means, don't take it otherwise, is developing a project coordinating skill. Developing project coordinating skills can valuable to whoever's career or position that you may be interested in. And coordination, you can say, it proves your capability. If you can coordinate, that's what it says. Your communication power should be used, your organizational skills should be used, And if you have some problems, the troubleshooting should be used with the same what they are using, what are used in softwares. But okay, no problem. Communication is a requirement, organization is a requirement, troubleshooting is a requirement, and that's what talk of. And coordination is, coordination should have all these skills. And I would add also this: thinking is the first requirement. Communication is away, but internal communication is thinking. And because internal communication everybody does not have, so thinking means concentration. Thinking is being in constant state of seriousness. If you fluctuate there, if your thinking levels are up and down, it won't help. Focus on one item, focus on another item, focus on then another item, because coordination cannot be done just by one item. Coordination itself says that there are so many ordinates to try to understand. Coordinate. On y-axis, always ordinate exists, and measurement of ordinate we can say on y-axis, and measurement of abscissa on x-axis. So we have x-axis and y-axis, and values of y-axis is ordinate. So means we are standing together, we are ordinates, and what we have to relate to each other in a proper way, in a positive way, knowing each other and aligning internally or connecting in chain, that is called coordination. And if you start quarreling with each other, abusing each other, it will not result in coordination but destruction or getting lost. Then you say, what is project coordination? That's what project coordination is. It says that day-to-day organization of tasks, I won't say management, because when you think and do something, it's not management, it is organization. Think, construction it is. So coordination is organizational task, and that is not only your department everywhere. First is your department and then other departments. And purpose of coordination is to streamline workflow. To streamline workflow, why you want to streamline? Because there are so many workflows. Each workflow should be connected together if it's required. And that's where we can say workflow of your task. Task should flow. Flow with intended or required speed. Sometimes requirement is important and sometimes intention is there, but I think requirement is more important, because every information has to travel for some connection or some joint with another item. Say project leader informs its workers about responsibility of each section of project, and I agree with that. Responsibility should be fixed, or you can say job profile should be fixed. What is your role? And we should say what is requirement is, this is my goal, here is my milestone, and I have to achieve it, which I can deadline we can say, or intermediate destiny we can say. So there's a miscellaneous type of role in this coordination. It's not one definite role, miscellaneous type of role, and sometimes even coordinators has specialized knowledge, and one becomes a better coordinator. So say key benefits of project coordination, and it's not very big deal. It means benefits, we know what's one, and that's, we can say it can help you can say improve your performance, or you say maximize your team's performance in the workplace, or your own performance. You can help your team members. I think there's a little error in this, because coordination is not going to help your team but going to help work. And team members have to support you provided they have good information. There's only difference of opinion, nothing else, but ultimately it's performance of work and workplace. So what benefits you can get from this is that communicating areas of importance. You have a, you can, by doing coordination, you have to use communication in whatever form. It may be written form, or it may be speaking form, it may be searching form, or discovering form, or whatever form. You have to communicate. Basic communication it is. It's not international communication. It is basic communication to yourself. Sometimes you have to communicate to yourself as well. So communication means in whatever form and with whatever article or substance we have to communicate, communicating areas of importance related to your activity. Then you can say streamlining communication. Okay, you have streamlined, of course, when you do communicate in the first time, second time, third time, and for related items, whatever items you have problems, so you have to search for, you have to do it. You have to, means same method you apply it again and again, or how many applications together can move. It's called streamlining. It's not one input. There are so many inputs available, and you have to receive those inputs and try to work on them and then convert them to output. So it is you do or some other do the same thing, streamlining communication, and that's very important part. Then we also can say that okay, communication is streamlined. We agree with that. Now, increasing a project productivity. Well, of course, when you are on right track, you think there will be no clashes, or you're bypassing clash or resolving clashes. Clashes, of course, would come because of nature of information, nature of work you have to do, and you have capacity and competency to solve those clashes because of your knowledge or your concentration power or your aptitude for solution, even while getting information from a specialist. And you can say, I can streamline my communication, I can increase my productivity, and I can stay on schedule. Your productivity can increase, your productive increase means output would increase, and this means you can come back to schedule from loss, or you can even cover your completion within time or before time. So staying on a schedule and within budget, of course, and when you expedite some work, of course you save time, and to one way you can say some saving, because your work which you do in more time, and that time is saved, and you can concentrate on some other work. So minimizing risk, and because you have information, you had calculated every point, every risk, so that risk is minimized, and said that we risk minimize, but sometimes you eliminate risk because of hazards analysis, enhancing client feedback. So that's what it says. And communicating areas of importance and priority, we say communicating areas of importance and priority is really wonderful to understand this. Communicating areas of importance and priority, communicating areas of importance and priority is help everyone complete task. Means you this is because of communication. It can help in transmitting information from one to other, and that information sometimes helps others. Which says communicating area of importance and priority helps you complete tasks successfully, and leader can underline company's strategy. Discuss how project ties in with company's goals, and of course in sequences or say step by step. And those members of team, they can talk to each other, they can converse with each other to answer questions and queries, and they can work on it in a better way. And it should be clear. It's important in industry, in engineering, in construction. If information is ambiguous, it becomes very difficult to handle that. And it's not because information, you have many documents to relate to your information, and all those documents for particular activity should come into picture to ratify that this operate or this don't operate. So that's what we say. Communication here is very important for a particular activity, and this means streamlining communication. You have to streamline also. Means in a typical form, maybe you chat out, I have these 10 types of communications or 5 types of communications which are often repeated. We can standardize that in a format rather than writing every time. It can happen that you can convert your communication skills in a fixed form and just change or add it some parameters and we can use that. So increasing, you can say, after streamlining communication, you can increase projects productivity and quality, and that's important point. Again I say quality. And you say properly coordinated project strategies, you can say properly coordinated, you can say when you have done coordination successfully, your job is coordination, and it's not a separate job, it's a job within job itself. Properly coordinated project strategy promotes a better quality output. Has output quality, not I'm talking input, output quality is better and a more productive workflow. And in such way you can say, if we assign, if we give task to our members of team, leader can ensure that each task is done critically at a micro level or detail level, you can say detail level. Each member has their own responsibility. Which in turn studies their focus for performance and contributes to an overall better quality completion. And that completion is here very important point, particularly in projects, because completion only says work is over. It can be checked, it can be examined, it can be tested, and then clear is granted that it's over for you and no more project parties. Then we can say productivity and quality can be increased that way, and then we have to see our studying on the schedule. This point is study on the schedule and within budget, you can say. So here I can say, here if you go, not this one, I'm sorry, it's other file and this is this file. You can say it's on minimizing risk. Let's say one minute, say objectives, project leaders should give all employees a timeline and overview of company's budget, or like this, okay. And say set smart, SMART, and say specific, measurable, actionable, okay. Minimizing risk, it says minimize risk, coordinating projects with your workers or your employees or your associates. May say will associate also help you identify risks. Then it's okay, risks you can understand. Everybody understands risk. The world is a professional, they know what is really that can lead to project failure. If you understand advanced job hazard analysis, you can kind of just say GHA, you said job hazard assessments or job hazard analysis. If we can think on that, we know what is, because we're educated engineers, there's no problem at all. We know what problems are there, what can happen by experience, by knowledge. So risks understanding is not a big thing, it's not research work, but how to contain those risks, how to eliminate, even if you're not able to have risks leave us. Yes, we can at least control adverse impact those risks onto our professional life. That we can take in. Sorry, not very big issue. Because enhance client feedback, of course. Client feedback, you can say enhancing client feedback. It's not big way issue. Say enhancing client feedback. Say coordinating projects can improve customer satisfaction. Of course, coordination is of course not expanded well, but I could not find really speaking, I am disappointed on this internet. People are not seeing much literature or much material pertinent coordination, despite coordination is very important subject of high significance. It is, but we don't have that value here, though it should have. I have been working on these websites particularly on many, like you can say Facebook, LinkedIn, or your other safety, many more. And I'm really disappointed to understand what's happening, why coordination is missing. It should be number one, but it's missing. Coordinating projects can improve the customer satisfaction. Well, customer satisfaction has to be improved, that's no doubt. But here is improve means that there's no satisfaction at all. How can you improve that? We have to think for at least first establishing satisfaction with company. Means customer must have respect for company, and company must have regard for customer, and customer can build trust with company only in certain situations. Now, if we get high quality deliverables, surely I would respect that company, that company is professional. And if I don't get good quality work, I would say they are not at all a company, they are not professionals. They just want to sell, and that's it. So we can say that if they get high quality deliverables completed in time, you can say with quality, and that's what say quality means quantity, time, and cost is a minimum. But another is durability. Of course, it's reliability and durability both. You can say client might have a style. You can say for copywriters and editors to follow to create articles of their website. Leave it now. So you can say what is required is, of course, you have to have value for your employer, because employer give you opportunity for work. But there are other ways also you have to think of. And what are stages of project coordination that we have to be clear of. Coordination is not done for sake of coordination. Coordination is done for sequencing our activities. If there is a problem in some activity, we have to analyze that problem and find solution to best of our fitness. Fitness means it suits our sites, it suits our works, industries, and whatever factors, whatever criteria is considered, that must be well safe. So what are stages that we say? You can say for coordination, and that is first we have to understand definition. We have to understand definition of coordination is. It's really wonderful to understand that. And if you can't, then there's no excuse on that. You can't. You have to learn it. Definition, initiation, planning, execution. We can say, let's say, monitoring and control and closure. So these are very simple sequences, not very complicated. Or you need research on that. It's up to you. Every time you can conduct research whole your life. And maybe you are doing that, you're not knowing, you don't know yourself you're doing that as a possibility. Definition. First step is means details what project is, and your project manager or leader, and rest of objectives, you can say scope, risks, timeline, budget, etc. You have to keep in mind all that. It's a very important point. Then initiation, you can say initiation. What you have to do is initiation means a technical definition or article definition. Article definition is that it is to start, initiate. Initiation stage makes expectations, for company and client. For company and client, we should know about how much time I require to spend on planning, execution of project, reasoning for beginning project, and benefits and likelihood of its success. Allocate time to highlight problems that may arise and may progress in projects later stages. That is initiation. And then we say planning. Of course, there's titles given by someone. I'm just trying to explain what are these. Planning means when we do something, certainly we have to plan that. No harm in that. We have to plan. And I think I should expand a little. It's difficult for me to read it. Just expand that is better. It's already 135. Let me see 150 or 180 better. If I can say 180. It's expandable, but it's too much. So let us say 170. This happens. Can it happen? Still, it's so 160. Let us say 160. I think it's covering now. So planning is it's better now. We can say during planning stage, one has to align risks and tasks with strategic goals. That is planning. You have timeline. This is my time start. This is my time end. And with this completion duration, I have to plan and do everything, every activity, and that is what is planning. Means during planning stage, align tasks with strategic goals. Set priorities and agree to desired results. With the rest of team, we have to perform SWOT, that is strength, weaknesses, that abbreviation is SWOT, SWOT, that is strength and weakness, of course. Strength, weaknesses, opportunities and threats. Just like we say it is in other abbreviations as well. Now we're saying that this is our abbreviation SWOT. And strength, of course, strength, weakness, so opposite properties. It's my strength, it's my weakness. Strength and weakness are parallel properties. If we increase strength, weakness is automatically down. Weakness is automatically down, and if you use strength, and if you say O stands for opportunity, you might have opportunity, and of course threats, both. The opportunity to improve, and of course there will be threats, both are there, and we have to understand that point as very well. It's now fully charged, so I would do it. Put it off battery and also take my clothes at this moment because of this problem of cold. I'm feeling cold. I have no reason for that. And the dew point is only that's the reason I'll wear my coat. I was on the place. Okay, so I will say here is, so we say SWOT analysis in planning with it, strength versus weakness, and opportunity versus threats. Analysis to brainstorm solutions. Brainstorm solutions to problems you might face, or one might face, I am not saying you because everyone has to do that. So brainstorm solutions to problems which we may face, one might face, and plan about how you can perform better. Then your competition means you have to perform better than before. Better than before, it means is that better every time, if you can better, or at least at same level of performance. Now, if I work in marketing strategy, it means you make a plan on completing projects, and that's okay. Completion is very important. Completion in right time or early, but again, quality comes into play. I'm not interested in all that, but quality is important here. Our focus should be on quality. Then execution, that's another point after planning. And we say, this stage here, it says, individual contributors complete parts of project, and each task owner understands its role and whatever expectations one has for them for it, including deadlines, budget, or other allocation of resources. Monitoring and control. So execution has a wider meaning. In fact, it's not in just line you can do it. When you say execution, of course, coordination comes into play, and not simple coordination, multi-level coordination, multi-locations coordination, multi-simultaneous calculations, coordinations, and of course group coordination or no coordination. There is no specific terms of coordination during execution because you think every activity is based on coordination. At that point, you must understand coordination doesn't mean conflict only. We cannot say until we have conflict, coordination doesn't come into play. That's not right. Even thoughts on activities, you can say thoughts on activity. It's not simply you see physical is something. Yes, thoughts on activity is also called coordination. Just we think, and other point we think, then third point we think. Every point tells something. Every point demands something. And that's where we have to fulfill that pointed demand, pointed requirements. And if you can fulfill that, this fulfillment can come only from various solutions that we achieve or do or consider. It's not 100% you can say it's accepted or it's done, but whatever percentages it accepts, next time it may accept more percentages. So we cannot say this application is constant. It keeps on changing, varying, and there are coordination procedures according to your own system. I'm not saying you have to every time touch BIM, but our own coordination. Everybody has a module. How one hacks in that module coordination. It's a very important issue. It's monitoring and control. Of course, when there's coordination, the monitoring and control is there. You have to do that. Otherwise, there's no meaning. If you don't know what's happened, if you don't have controls. I'm feeling with fever. If you don't have control, that's an important point. We should be very serious about controls. Monitoring and controls are a serious issue. It says coordination helps better monitoring and control each stage of project to ensure that it progresses according to prescribed timeline. Means we comply time, move on time if it is controlled. then we can, it means everybody can collaborate with other member, or you can say collaborate with your team on issues you encounter, and we have to organize, we have to deal with risks and validity of tasks, you can say risk and validity of tasks to projects, the current scope. We have to communicate with each other, and updates we have to do whatever we can do. It's not very big problem, and that's done. If it's not done, we miss something. And we say, let us come to end of this, which is finally approved it is, and we can start whatever scope of work we had, this contract, that what we have done, practically complete in physical form. And then we can, of course, that we can get rid of this, or we can hand it over, and that's, is also important point. When we go to certain coordinating responsibilities which are mentioned herein, coordinating responsibilities that we have to take care about. We can say role of coordinator, that is overseeing administrative tasks. So administration is also a point here. You have to oversee that administration. Means you are leader of administration, and you have to speak with your workers, employees. Of course, that is also common. You have to program it. Yes, schedule it, or bar chart, or CPM, whatever you can say. First you have to program in your mind, then you have to program on profile of, or on format of progressive, this is schedule. And you can say schedules you develop, and you have to get into contracts. Means if you consider that without contracts you can't carry out this work, if you have decided that way, you have to do it. Or if you have your own capacity that we can do it ourselves, that's also acceptable. If you can do it, it has that courage. And you may say that contracts, reports, and invoices, so whatever is there, there's just an indication. It depends on projects. Ordering, supplying, and billing customers. Ordering supplies, you have to place orders for material procurement, and then of course you have to handle with bills, and also those who you sold, is also that one. And then you have to participate in meetings and all other strategies of project. That's what's so simple it is. So I think that's all 5 points we have to take on. So we have to be very careful about this. I can close this file, there's nothing more this to tell. We come to again back to our own system, and that is coordination here. That every time we talk of designs, we talk of construction, we talk of controls. We have to talk of this every time, and that's good if we can. And I see we talked of design, construction, controls, and then we talk of designs, consideration, or safe, and certain motto we can see, we go on moving this. We have talked already many points in this. We just think of, as we said in our planning, we have to understand analysis tools can be required to operate with complete derogation. I was talking about BIM last time, and I would again say same. BIM is software, but I I have different opinion about this. This means when you have complete modeling of every section, every discipline or sub-discipline, and everyone cannot do that. That's why I think we take it just for sake only, not for Excel working, because it's not that powerful as per I think. I'm very frank, I've not used it, so I can't comment. But what we think is coordination is a very important point, and that can be taken for granted. And that's what we're talking of. Say is very important point here, and it's typically there's multidisciplinary design requirement. Multidisciplinary design requirement. This is various disciplines are involved. You can understand what disciplines I mean. It does not meaning to tell everything. Multidisciplinary means something very difficult in controls. We can say that we have to move all those departments, all those sections or disciplines together. Say typically where there's a multidisciplinary design team or a lead head or designer should be appointed, whose role includes integrating different aspects of design and repetitive interfaces into oral area of design coordination and work on site coordination are very important issues. And we have to work together as far as design coordination is concerned. Or we can say we have quality controls in coordination also. We have to quality control everywhere, and we have to coordinate that control as well. And then we have to concentrate on methods, standard methods. Can we adopt them or we have to amend them as well? Adopting methods, then preparation, coordinating preparations and issue of production or information to contractors and suppliers. Just a minute, please. Now we are going to say review designs. Now, designs prepared by contractors and suppliers. It's very different. Which designs we are talking? Which designs we are talking here? We are talking about designs which are to be carried out by contractors and suppliers. There may be many specialist contractors or suppliers who are involved in project stages of design, and in particular carrying out technical design stages, in which case we need someone who understands coordination. Who understands coordination? We have that person, and that's very difficult to find. So, my dear friends, I say that coordination by contractors on their designs, reviews, where there are different specialist contractors and suppliers involved in stages of design, in particular during technical design stage. A design coordinator must be appointed if work is of big nature, vast nature, to oversee that. It's called coordination, and you can say coordination integration of those diagrams or designs. And it's not easy task. It depends on all work is easy, but now we go through. We have seen coordination is very important point here, without which project cannot move successfully or will get trapped. Now, historically, if you see, but we can say that ultimately, forget history, forget everything. Current situation demands it. It is full of sensation. So we have a long history of that. That I'm not feeling well today. I don't know why he was using that. I am really not feeling well. Some fever. I don't think so. I should just don't know what to should do. So we can say coordination is very wide these days. Okay, it depends on software, depends on you. How do you do that? But in construction, I don't think it's very successful. And process of actually verifying design coordination, and sometimes relies on manual techniques for cross-checking information with the transparent designs. You can say overlaid to identify potential conflicts. You can say this can be actually computer control. First, wait, yes. We have to move on to this, and CAD, we know all that. And building, forget BIM now. At this moment, we go further. What is clash avoidance? Of course, it is given in BIM, and according to what I understand, models are created for every subdivision, or you can say every subject. For example, architectural, structural, these two provide with complicated reference. We have to avoid clashes at design stage itself, though it's not easy. Just sitting in room and having many perspectives and imposing on them cannot select place as well. Right. You have to keep in mind that we start with kids and then go to other ages. That's what here we do. So let's now go to deliberations. When you say deliberation, what is deliberation? That is the main point. How to deliberate that? How to liberate yourself from that confusion? Deliberation is liberate. No doubt. No slavery. Keep everything clear. We have to keep in mind that ultimate requirement is right work. We have to respect for that. For what? For quantum, for quality, or you can say magnitude, power, you can say. What magnitude will give in place of that magnitude. But we cannot simply throw it to acceptance. Deliberations, everybody has to do it. And it's not been clearly understood by many professionals. Means proaction is required. Proaction, if one is not proactive, forget coordination and forget even self-learning, forget even building a personality. So we have to understand what we have to do. We cannot take it for granted. If you want to do work complete, you are only interested in 3 4 jobs. Now, if we can understand coordination, we can solve many problems together. There's no problem for that. But I say there is, for many engineers, this issue of coordination is very, very indefinite, infinite. You can say they cannot realize this fact. Just concentrate on your own decision, on your doing is one part, but we cannot be separated from all parts. This delicate issue, and people, that's why try to avoid involving in coordination. So there's no responsibility in this, in fact, but it's a very responsible post. We know that if coordination fails, then designs as well as construction fails. Okay? No? It's a very delicate issue, and they try to avoid this because of one or no reasons. I know, because of interest, you can say. We are not seeing numbers here, but we are seeing gravity of situation. That's important. Gravity of situation. You have to keep that in mind. Problems are not counted in units, but in open units. Yes. Okay, yes. to state of confusion is to be avoided. That is main purpose. Confusion can be caused by various details, various incompatible details, and that should be avoided. And particularly these days when copy paste is an activity, you can say copy paste is an environment, and people sometimes copy and paste often, and that is where you can say undue elements are also inserted. When we talk of construction world, we talk of all disciplines. There is no limit, and it depends upon ease of communication, ease of convenience. We provide various details. Now we can start. Even if it's a small building, items numbers remain same, it doesn't differ. Quantities may differ. Now I say again we have to understand what is real definition of coordination. That's what we have to understand. Coordination can therefore define in ways that all branches of engineering and all disciplines of engineering involved in ongoing activity must be clearly described. And detailed. Must be clearly described and detailed in so that no information is left out that could hold progress on working activity or part of whatever activity. Sorry. That's what point we understand. It should be that one. If even one small information is held or is not clear in a way that all branches, even if one small information is held or clear without having adequate details or is not formally confirmed, is not formally confirmed, activity can stop or it shall be carried out based on either correct or incorrect whatever knowledge we have possessed by our staff site team, which work should be considered, could be considered in contravention of what designing team countermanded. The basis of that, one small information cannot be ignored. And if we don't care for that and continuing keep on coordination, we have to realize these points clearly. It's also a fact that no subject or no branch of coordination engineering is available for imparting professional education, and that is because of universities and colleges don't have this capacity, so be very clear. Absence of inclusion of very significant subject in engineering program explicitly indicates weakness of engineering. And I would not call it somebody's fault, leave it behind. I would say that coordination engineering is an unlimited world. To be very frank, it is unlimited world and no software can help it. Coordination engineering is an unlimited world, and it can expand its vistas, you can say. It can expand its vistas to unlimited areas involving many disciplines in one branch of engineering, and also importing various branches of engineering depending on what what class of works are defeated or affected. Coordination engineering is an unlimited world, and it can expand its vistas to unlimited areas involving many disciplines at one branch of engineering, and also importing various branches of engineering depending on what class of works are affected. We also seen in the era of coordination activities when there was used to be no electronics related technologies, and it was done that time also, but all manually. So we should not go to that details again, but we have to keep in mind that it is voluminous work, and therefore voluminous coordination is required. Now it's coordination engineer that is required, or coordination designer that is required, coordination expediter that is required. It all depends upon project. We will say coordination engineer would have been appointed had MAM at incumbent professional been experienced on considerable size sites and whosoever professional having just one engineering discipline, that not be possible that discipline knowledge could not be successful on this work. Such now say knowledge could not be successful for efficient working on site and progress, consequently either married or left. So, what to do? I said coordination engineer would have been appointed had incumbent been had incumbent professional been experienced on considerable size road sites and sites whosoever professional having just one engineering discipline knowledge could not be successful for efficient working on site and progress consequently either incurred of or else accused. Here is now what you say. I say again that coordination engineer would have been appointed had incumbent professional been experienced on considerable sites and whosoever professional having just one engineering discipline knowledge could not be successful in coordination. Such an unhelpful situation forced professional engineers to work long hours to have firm grip of design details and correlated one discipline with all other disciplines. As you say, it's very, we can start knowledge could not be successful for efficient working, and this we can say about other discipline. Such unhelpful situation force professional engineers to work long hours to have firm grip of design details and correlated one discipline with all other disciplines one by one, of course consuming considerable work allotted time. And understanding of coordination, definition, and respective description makes certain difficulties, differences in works. We may not call it, teamwork for sure, because coordination cannot be done and effectively by team. Has now we got to further that an understanding of coordination definition and respective description makes certain differences on work. We may not call it teamwork, of course, because coordination cannot be done effectively by team, but certainly by perfect getting to all related details available through really is. Now, unhelpful situations, in such unhelpful, you can say, situations, which we say as percentage of progress now it is 49%. Okay. In such unhelpful situations, post-professional engineers who work long hours to have firm grip of design details and correlated one discipline with all other disciplines one by one, and of course consuming considerable work allotted time. An understanding of coordination, definition, and respective description makes certain difference on works. We may not call it teamwork for sure, it's something different, and we can say that individually we have to rely on our own acts, and coordination means something we have to concentrate on every part. You cannot simply at design stage what said at BIM that you have you have perspective, you have models, and the model is put on another model and another model like this. That is something not maybe not possible at that same time, even that possible to that extent. And of course, members of team are required to extend engineering support to engineering coordinator, without which input no coordination activity would move, whereas engineering professional involved in every coordination has to involve personally on every provided information for purpose of corroborative ratification based on total scrutiny as well as necessary examination or investigation of all details. In fact, to be very frank, it is a continuous activity which cannot be considered time fixed activity. It's open time activity, you can say, and it is design mandate, a scope requirement with many conduct documents such as engineering design specifications and acquired input from special materials producing manufacturers such as documented instructions and material data studies. I say complexities of technicalities and structure of resources have certainly created additional complexities when many disciplines or branches of engineering works together, forcing attention from coordinating professional to look into all requirements, contract related and industry related, as well as code mandate related. Complexities of technical structure of resources have certainly created additional complexities when making many disciplines or branches of engineering work together, forcing attention from coordinating professional to look into all requirements, contract related and industry related. If you understand. feeling well today. All in fact coordination at higher level of responsibility is always voluminous task, which work imports working knowledge of various engineering branches and individual and additional and depth knowledge of one sound engineering discipline. Also true that in current engineering and advanced project scenario, just depending on certain proclaimed software may not be absolutely assistive to automatically resolve issues or details with this problem, such as describe part. It's also true that current engineering advanced project scenario, just depending on certain proclaimed software, may not be absolutely assistive to automatically resolve details pertinent various of conflicts among various disciplines, and therefore no blind eyes can be allowed to trust one outcome of various conflicting details into physically workable solutions. As many items on various components of whatever project do invite equivalent additional or augmentative level of coordination for all such designs and respective detailing applications on site. Work depend on finally agreed details, which we sometimes name on entire current documents under proposal, then approved as such working drawings and also shop drawings and finals. So as long yes, feeling well today, I don't know why. Something wrong. Something wrong with me. Well, now let me say something here. Some activities to produce coordination drawings on various sites, various areas of project components. Some activities to produce coordination drawings on various areas of project components do cause professional requirements from various disciplines, inputs from various disciplines, and where coordinator has to apply mind of details, mind fully immerse in investigation, in imaginative, contemporary ocean of details, keeping abridged applicable specification and contract related documents, and of course contractual complexities that make entire situation little more complex and in depth, in certain cases major. We can say, let's go to now. It is really disappointing to note that coordination to preference has been found missing among engineers at the beginning of professional career. When it tries to opt to specialize just on its own discipline, even disregarding its own branch related other subjects. It's of course necessary for a professional to be for sure attain some specialization level, but simultaneously must move on parallel tracks with remaining disciplines, and certainly try to join other engineering branches, overlapping branches. Having that this is stage of conferring, I should like to emphasize entitled terms such as specialist engineers, managers, leaders, organizers, as well as others. We can say that. So it's also admissible that every professional engineer must have associated certain ambition to achieve and to reach certain goal in professional world. But that doesn't mean that such professionals shall have to leave all other aspects that apply within profession for cohesive working. So it's also important point that ambition is ambition, but this is unavoidable. You cannot say coordination can be discarded. It moves with every part of profession. So that's why it has been said that admissible that every professional engineer must have associated certain ambition to achieve and to reach certain goal in professional world. But that doesn't mean that such professionals shall have to leave all other aspects that apply within profession for cohesive working. Focus should not find any final stop, we can say. Focus should not find any final stop, but continuation of specialization, and then additional working specialization as a major requirement in engineering profession, because engineering cannot be replaced or overtaken by any other non-engineering professional. That's also true. One should consider positively that organization or management can be replaced by professional engineer, whereas its vice versa does not apply, however seriously one may try. It's also a very important point that, and we can say all those so-called proclaimed managers who try to dominate engineering professionals or project managing organizers have never succeeded without having total reliance on responsible professional engineers. For engineering details applicable on projects cannot be learned just by going through certain baseless curriculum involving no engineering subjects. And thus we say that coordination engineering amounts to such physically invisible fundamental domain. You can say physically invisible fundamental domain which requires perfect detailed engineering knowledge and thorough knowledge of specialized practical experience, or else no professional can get work delivered successfully and qualitatively. No work can be completed in modernized projects without using impetus from coordination engineering, which is a combination of all involved prime domains. Best suited for such type of professional interactive engineering are all those experienced professional engineering organizers who have invested their practice on every such activity, in addition to having attained respective expertise. In fact, you can say currently coordination is like a super domain. Currently coordination is like a super domain for which currently coordination is like a super domain for which an ordinary educated engineer cannot best suit in. But if one has got multi-level experience in office engineering as well as site engineering, can perform such tasks efficiently. To be very frank in stating definition of coordination in a nutshell, this is an important point. You can say it can be acceptable to describe an engineer who can procure all related professionals belonging to respective individual discipline onto a firm and final agreement on whatever involved project, component or components, and whatever activity applicable on a set of combinations of all architectural, structural and services drawings, free from every clash, or it may be named coordinated drawing for all practical working purposes. Very important point. If somebody asks me, define what is coordination engineering, I would say this one, and also in my mind, that is whatever is involved on whatever activity. I should say whatever is involved on an activity, that shall be emphasized to ensure by conducting analysis which points are important, which points are not important for that activity. There may be specialized items in that activity, there may be standard items, services items, structural items. This would of course be there. And if we are able to understand input of that item without missing anything, and we have to be very sure of that, because if you miss something there, and you involve in cradling, you shall not find cradles also. That's why I say whatever we have to do for solution of that item where there's complications, all information must be present. If we miss one information, we can mistake in coordination. Yes, superfluous information may also be there, that won't harm, but needed informations are very significant. It's really very important point we have to consider here. It's not simple that we can say. Very important point, and we have to understand that one. And really, if we understand that, it's fine. And we have to see temperature also. I'm not feeling well. I don't know what to do. Very close it. Go away. 13 degrees it is now. So it is 13 degrees, and it's of course 7 degrees dew point, and I think dew point is impacting me. And in fact, what is dew point? Let me see. I don't understand definition of that, but I read it sometimes. Dew point. Let us say what is dew point. We may say dew point. Dew point temperature. Dew point temperature. What is that? Dew point temperature is that temperature below which water vapor in a volume of air at a constant pressure condense into liquid water. Water vapor in volume of air at a constant temperature, constant pressure condenses into liquid water. So that vapor is at 7 degrees liquefies, So 7 degrees Celsius. This means now it is 13 degrees Celsius, and we are somewhere in vapor, not in vapor stage, we can say, will condense into liquid water vapor inside. So this means this will condense, become dense water. So it's stopping actually 7 degrees, stopping from 14, had it gone actually 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, that's what is dew point, so no problem. We'll continue our job. So temperature is a problem here, so we can say it's not very specific. Coordination is affected only in engineering but also in other world affairs. It's often reported many schemes could not take off because of lack of coordination, and of course in governments I'm talking, and due to various reasons they did not have an expertise on that, and it happened. And in case of failure, it leads to prorogation of all such projects, and that's of course involved. And we already talked, we can say, Of course, we can say in entire world, we know that we can say that just a minute, please. Let me do it. What I say that such in such paragraphs which we have spoken, have been charted out for purpose of conducting necessary brainstorming. Currently, I'm doing my brainstorming. You can conduct yourself. It means confidence, realizing basically that you can say we have confidence in our work, or no confidence in our work, our minds would tell, and everybody can get through that, and you can get learning also indirectly when we talk to each other education. For this explanation is very much valuable. Foregoing explanations, you can say, have been charted out for purpose of conducting necessary brainstorming, and that should be done by everybody and not only individual by hand. You are free to do that. That's the purpose of that. And we say while handling engineering projects, every engineer has to rely on certain specific disciplines or branches of various engineering disciplines. We have at least 15 branches of cross engineering, and building engineers or architectural engineers or civil engineers or structural engineers or electromechanical engineers, security related engineers, information technology engineers, etc. are required to work in team structure to produce designs, details, as well as to carry out execution work at, at supervision level as well as at construction level. Even in buildings, we do not have all complexities that are noticed on plants, facilities, or chemical processing plants, which plants and projects chemical processing projects which location area spreads into many square miles, and many consume many years for each project for designs and execution. On such projects, there can be fixed no limits. There can be fixed no limits except to make sure that industry keeps promoting itself, promoting towards meeting more and more capacity requirements. That means green projects are raw ones. Greens are attained first. Success on it by then it becomes brown from next either augmentation of its capacity potential or for enhancing certain standards. One, in fact, architectural engineer, civil engineer, along with structural engineer, and with support of all services engineers, projects can be handled with success, provided alliance works professionals alliance works professionally, respecting and honoring each other project design and executing member complying with project coordination and more specifically quality demanded requirement. When it is stated, just a minute, I'll back. Hold on, please. we can start stated about, you can say, quality works in each and every discipline is important. Quality works in each and every discipline in life as well as in every profession. Whereas engineering is no different. Quality must be used as a requirement in all works, including word of quality and coordination. Factually speaking, individual's quality is known by its professional personality, efficiency achieved, about degree of work or production, quality, incumbent professional post processes, and then further assessment can be calculated or charted out about to know its levels of work and specifically coordination competency attained by individuals professional. Now we'll take up after the point 50 in later work, and I will, you can say, whatever it is, we'll take off next time because we have to discuss in details all this. Otherwise, it's no use.